I was thinking of did it work? I don't think it worked. I don't know. Am I having technical difficulties yet again?
Morning, everybody.
Oh no, we're on. I don't know. Mine says that we're not on. That's funny,
Mine
but I
said it
just
was
went
on.
to I know mine didn't say anything. It's very weird.
Yep, we're live.
I was
Got the
thinking
message.
about Robin Williams. One of the jokes I remember
Oh,
clearly.
man. Came out right when I went by. Shit. Good bus.
Um, can I finish now? I don't know what you're
Yes.
talking about. So one of his jokes I remember, he would be like, um, can you imagine uh, Sylvester Stallone doing Shakespeare and on the stage and everything, dressed in like the little tutu looking things and being like, to be or what? To be or what?
Whoa.
Or what?
Whoa,
Well, it would be
man.
more like to be or what? I don't know. He did it fit. I mean, he did all those voices from the preacher voice to like, I don't know, Mama's voice. I don't know. Speaking of Mama, I'm wearing Mama Helen's hat she gave me when I went to see the Trump rally. It is 2020, but I do believe President Trump was president in 2020, so I don't care. And I think I do have a MAGA hat. I think I do. I don't know. I
Oh,
should have one. Be odd if I didn't. I have a couple of shirts, but I don't really collect anything. This is just shit that's always given to me. Um, So, good morning, good morning, good morning. Before you start, Joe, let me share a bit because I'm actually interested in what you have to
yeah.
say.
I was gonna, yeah, I was gonna, the other one that Helen sent me, but I left the dang paper in my other suit. So I don't know what the other one that she said was, because I can't search for it on the phone right now. That would be too much while I'm driving.
I honestly, I don't even remember what it was, so I think you did tell me.
I don't know. It was pretty
Well, let's see
good.
if anybody
It was
pops
pretty
on.
good. She gave me some good.
I'm just gonna share to the regulars. I don't feel like going all over the place. Um, but I'm interested in what you heard about South America.
Oh, oh, the irony. They're bracing for an influx of immigrants. So they call them. Why are they calling them immigrants when it's their people coming home? All the little Central American
Wait, wait, wait,
countries,
wait. You mean the people
down under
coming,
Mexico.
Joe? You mean the people coming here are going back home?
Yeah,
So they're embracing for their own people to go back home, or for most to
yes,
travel through?
right.
Uh,
They say they're not ready for it
they're not ready for it.
to
Well,
receive
too
their own
bad.
people back.
Yeah. What the
Yeah,
hell? That doesn't even make sense.
like we care. We don't care, other countries.
I
Care
still
less.
guarantee a lot
Look
of them
what you
are being
did to
arrested.
us. Uh,
They are being arrested.
And I think we should stop all aid to all countries until we can get this all under control.
I still think they're going to be, I think ICE is going to seize them here. And if they have any kind of criminal record, it's not going to be the same as it was, where they're just going to be thrown out back to the immigration office or back to Homeland Security or back to even home and not in a proper prison. If you have killed a person, justice needs to be brought upon you and you need to be in jail or you need to get the death penalty. I don't see why you should be allowed to take anybody's life. Accidents happen. Drunk driving is not one of those accidents. I'm sorry. You know before you go drinking that you need to get
That's right.
home. Figure out another way. Even if you're a child at this point, then you got your parents need to be telling you, and it's just got to be. But uh, so that's it with that. They're just going back, and South America, parts of South America are freaking out because their
They
own
are.
people are going back home.
Guatemala, some of the other ones. I can't remember.
Venezuela, Guatemala, I'm sure Mexico.
The largest is Guatemala, El Salvador,
Hmm.
all those kind of little countries. Well, they shouldn't have did what they did.
I don't think they did what they did. That's the problem. It's
Well,
not,
they all
I
let their
mean,
people leave like that.
well, you can't stop people.
Well, there's truth in that,
Yeah,
but
you can't stop people. The
I don't feel. Look, I don't feel sorry for the other countries because they took our money and they kept it or they gave it back to our politicians who put it in their pocket. So I don't trust them, but I don't care about them.
it's not, you see, you're doing it again. To me, it's like you're blaming the people for the governments, for the cabal. It's not the people's fault. Now, does that mean that they should have
Government.
gotten on a bus, uh,
Yeah, I know it's the
purchased
government.
from Soros and come here? No. But does that make them really like as bad as someone who has raped a girl, raped a kid, murdered or abused someone? I, it's not even as bad as a felony as far as I'm concerned. It probably is a felony coming into this country illegally, but I just don't feel like it's as bad as like somebody doing personal harm on someone else. Because to me, that's the ultimate violation. If you ever been robbed, if you ever got into fights that weren't your fault, say, hmm, let's see.
Pretty fun.
There's a couple
Back
people
in
in
the
the
day.
chat. Good morning. Good morning. And then we have the drones. Wait, how far are
So
you? How far are you, Joe?
I'm coming up on the turn now. I got 3/4 of a mile till I hit the the turn.
So you don't know. Oh, I can't stand Johnson. I knew it. I knew it from the beginning. You were right. When you told me, I was like, let me look into the guy. That first speech he gave, I was just like, oh, these religious people, I'm sorry. You're naive. It's
Yeah.
naivety. I don't mean everybody. There's plenty of religious people that are not like yourself, Joe. But religious
Well, I'm
meaning,
not that religious. I'm religious, but not that religious. I mean, I believe in everything, but there's a lot of questions I have about
that's
religion.
all I'm asking. How could you like say no or yes to anything else when you can't even um say that your religion exists? It's all faith, isn't it? So
Well,
you know what? I
I
don't
think
I
it's
don't
half
blame people for
true.
having faith in other things. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
but I think religion is half true.
Everything has a bit of truth in it.
Right.
All the
I
stories
do
from the
believe
past
that.
at least. But when you start reading the texts from all over the world, I don't read that as much as I should. I love it. I do love it. And sometimes I don't even understand some of it, but I do try to read stuff from other places. And it's just amazing how much everything coincides. You know, there ain't no coincidences. Don't even tell me there are.
There is not. You're right. Those drones are, they got what? How many states are they in now?
I
7?
think you said seven.
Yeah.
Virginia, Maryland, obviously New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut,
Connecticut.
New York, and I'm missing one, I think. Maybe Delaware. I'm not sure. But my husband's in New Jersey. He just left South Jersey a couple hours ago to go to North Jersey. He's visiting my sister and a doctor as well. And in he said in both parts, it's all like cloudy and rainy. I asked him if he saw any drones. He said no drones. He's been there the whole weekend. He didn't see any, and he's very close to I mean, my
So is
mother-in-law's.
this is 3 nights that they've had those things and still the government don't know what they are? It's just something's wrong. Something's wrong, guys.
Um,
And I don't understand why they would try to advertise a company's drones in the middle of the night when you can't see them. That doesn't make any sense to me. You'd want people, if you're trying to sell the product, you want people to see the product. That's just the way
I only
normal.
heard that this morning. That listen, everybody has different.
True. But nobody really knows yet. We need to know. We need to know. It's our right to know. We should know.
Oh, I was wondering. Okay. Military base, McGuire AFB is in New Jersey, New Jersey National Guard maintenance, Joint Base. That's the one I keep forgetting. Joint Base McGuire. That's Dick's. Where you were
Right.
at Dick's, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Dixon, yeah, and
in New
I
Jersey.
thought it was Andrews Air Force Base. I may be wrong though, because that's the Air Force and I was in Army.
There's a lot. There's a
There are.
there's a naval weapons station in Colts Neck, New Jersey.
Oh yeah, that's right, huh? That's right.
Um,
Forgot about that one.
the U.S. Naval Engineering Center. Yeah, because like I mean, you can't go a mile and a half from my mother-in-law's in South Jersey, and there's some kind of airspace there. It's probably the naval engineering. No, that would be maybe it could be naval. I can't remember. I wish John was on the phone. I'd ask him. But the poor guy didn't see anything. He said it's been cloudy and rainy all day, and I guess he hasn't seen anything um outstanding in the last 2 days either. But for them to be all around now and like Trump said, shoot them down, I just agree. They're intrusive. They're just being very intrusive.
They are intrusive.
What are you gonna say then?
What did they do
Oh,
lately?
you said that they stopped air traffic, the drones. Joe,
Yeah, what?
you said that the air traffic was stopped by drones. So this is getting a little more
Yes,
serious, guys. They're not
yes,
just,
right.
you did. I don't know who you said. You
I
just
did.
said that because I just came to mind because I was thinking the one thing that I've been thinking about is when I was in North Jersey. So I wasn't even South Jersey yet. So it was November. I think I started seeing it in the summer. There was a commercial for the Marines. And I don't usually watch TV, but when I'm eating or sleeping, I'll turn it on. And of course, there's going to be commercials. And when it's a Marines commercial, yes, I will watch it. And sure enough, the Marines shoot down the drones. And then they kind of graphic into drones melting and they turn into something else, maybe tanks or something. I can't remember exactly, which is strange of me, but I mean, it's a freaking commercial that I've seen like twice. But it's weird. I did mention it. I do remember mentioning it on one of our lives because I thought it was an odd thing. I was like, drones were all over. And I'm pretty sure this is before November 18th when all the drones really started to come out. So maybe they were telling us it was a military practice, or maybe, as long as they don't have any,
Right.
if they had weapon capability, we would probably know by now.
Oh,
Elon Musk and Trump would definitely know. Our sensors would pick it up. You know, they must have
in
the best fans.
in one part of the article, there was made mention of some of these drones might be having bombs on them
That we would maybe,
and missiles.
maybe.
I
It,
believe it.
I don't. I don't.
Well, I find it really funny that our government doesn't know what these drones are 3 days after first sighting them. I don't know who they are, whose they
And
are, or
didn't
where
one
they
get
come from.
land? Didn't one land or something?
That one crashed, but they
One
haven't given us any
crashed.
information about it.
Come on, people. This is some kind of gimmick. It is. It
Something's
doesn't.
wrong.
Do you remember? I was thinking about it earlier. The bombs that they used to
Coming
send
up
out
on the
with
building.
flyers in them,
Yeah,
World War
coming up
II
on the building.
propaganda bombs. All right. You know what you're saying?
Yeah, I do. Somebody out there. Good. Who owns the drones, you crooked fuckers?
Who owns the drones? Listen, there's a few. Okay, there's this JHI, I believe it was, which is Chinese, French, and something else, and they sell over 800,000 uh drones since October 1st. They have sold, and they are the leading sellers of drones. 80% of drones bought in America are from this company, GHI, and 70% around the world are from this company, GHI. GHI. Yeah, well, that's that's another story, isn't it? JHI. So that makes you wonder. Very, very interesting. Because that leaves only like 20% of all these little, and you know that they're not making these drones that big. Now, the drones that this company sells, I looked it up, they can weigh over 1,000 pounds and be the size of a helicopter. And being that they are 1,000 pounds and the size of a helicopter, it takes a lot of effort to get it off, like 2,500 pounds to get it off the ground, you know? So this is all very
So
you
knowing
can't
that,
be people
why
would
is there no source on these things? That's what's odd.
why there's no
How
what?
are they hiding the heat? There
What?
would be some. How are they hiding the heat that would come from these
I
things?
didn't I explain to you about
But the
my
fan would
computer?
still dissipate heat, and you would see um, some kind of heat.
What do you-
Even the you would.
Well, you know the satellite is being used to control these things. We know that they're there.
Yes, I
They
believe
just
that.
turn off when we go close to them. That's all. But they don't give any heat off when they're flying. No. But heat has nothing to do with internet. Internet is heatless. It's the computer technology that makes the computer hot. When it's working at a certain speed, like a drone probably wouldn't give off heat if it's like laying on the floor, right? Because it's not working. But when it starts to work to a certain point, just like a human, we start to sweat. It's the same as a computer. See how
Friction,
similar we are, right?
friction causes heat.
So like I turn on the fan on my computer and it just cools it off. And it doesn't matter that the fan needs energy too. It still cools the whole computer off. Best few grand I've ever spent, I'll tell you that. Best
We're
good
going to see some
computer.
kind of heat.
I do a lot of shit, people. On the computer, I'm always on the computer. Joe, I'm always on the computer, am I? Or my phone? Wait, Joe, you're always on the computer too, you little rascal.
Mine gets warm on the bottom. It does.
Yeah, so does mine, and that's why I turn on the turbo switch and you guys can't hear it, but I can. See, it's on right now. You don't hear it, right?
I don't.
Yeah. It's pretty loud on this end, but it only needs like anywhere between I've used it for like 30, 40 seconds up to a minute and a half, and my computer's fine for another hour or so. And then sometimes it just cools off on its own, right? I like it. I don't know. Um, there was something else I wanted to bring up. Let me see if it's in my notes because I cannot remember before we go. Oh, I did want to apologize. Mama Helen says she does not watch the news. So I am sorry. She has, I mean, she watches shows, so she sees parts of the news And that's why she was talking about the drones, and I had it because I don't want people should not be watching the news. They shouldn't be watching TV at all. You shouldn't be. Not any TV, never. Um, like you sit me in front of the TV and I could watch any show. I'm a 99% believer in what I believe. I believe in a lot of shit that I tell you. A lot of the conspiracies, not all of it. So maybe 99 might be high, but yeah, okay, this is one of the last things I wanted to talk about. Um, I think I confused a few of my friends when we were talking about the flat earth. On the globe model, your typical globe model, you have the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. And that's to tell us, right, when the summer solstice and the winter solstice is supposed to come. I've had this talk with Charles. I don't think I was explaining myself correctly. And it's a very small thing, but I find it very curious how this goes. Okay. So if you're a believer, a conspiracist like myself, you believe that the age of Aquarius is on its way. And it's supposed to be the new age, the golden era. Trump he didn't pull that one out of his ass, guys. Okay. The eras come every 2,800 years. I believe it's 2,800 if my brain is working correctly this morning.
Yeah.
And it's never changed on the globe. Now, when I was talking to Charles about it, he was explaining, yes, but that's the summer and what, yes. But the whole point of the flat earth theory is that there's a clock, right? Okay, so the globe is flat, but it's still round, right? We'll say it's still round. Then you have the clock on top of that. You ever see the grandfather clock? Right? They always have the solstice. That's how they do it. You know, they have the moon, they have the waxing and waning, and the sol. Well, the whole clock is supposed to be on that earth, from what I remember being a flat earther's belief. And I see it. I can actually imagine this. As weird as it sounds. So as everything turns, so should those solstices. We should now be in, shoot, what was it? Tropic of Capricorn is, oh no, we are in the right, this is what's crazy.
Mhm.
We are in the right pattern right now. We
Yeah.
are in the right pattern. When does Capricorn end, Joe? Tell me before you go to work. Do you remember?
Um, I can't.
Come on, Joe.
I
It was a
don't.
very significant
Let me look.
date.
Hold on. Let me look.
Oh, it
Let
was
me
a
look. Let me
very
look. I have it written down. Capricorn ends January 19th. The age of Aquarius starts next at the 20th,
on the 20th,
right?
when Trump takes
Yep.
office.
Right.
Musicians
Right.
knew, they knew exactly what was happening. A lot of them,
Hey,
because a
go,
lot of
man.
them were Illuminati. Take care, Joe.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Till some call my brother from another mother. I'm not sure if I said that right. I don't know why I always say that. I do. I find this extremely interesting that the age of Aquarius is going to start with Trump, because I'm not saying that this is just the monthly zodiac. I'm saying it's the global zodiac. This might be the year where Jesus comes back. If you're a religious believer, guess what? Jesus is alien. He doesn't, he's not from this earth, right? If the people from Mexico come here on their own, they're illegal aliens. Aliens is not the word you think it is. Stop. Okay? Do some fucking research. I know, I get all excited about this, but um, hold on, okay, my poor dog is at the door. I hate when people seem to think they know what they're talking about, but really they're talking out their asses. I despise that. Don't throw one little thing at me when I have thousands, thousands. And I have thousands of different types of proof. 1 second, Hawkeye. Do you want to say hello? I can't. You'll have to wait. I already took him out. What does he want? No, I'm kidding. We all love our animals. So, um, I don't think that the drones are aliens or anything, but it's a possibility that it also could be. Let's see what people think. You know, do they think it's military? Let's see. I kind of still think this is like a test on humanity. This is a test. Um, like it was over Bedminster, these drones for the most part at the first in the beginning, right? How many people would stick up for Trump? Maybe that was even part of the test, right? How many people would say, let's go shoot it down because they want to protect themselves, their neighbors, their brothers, sisters, and their nation, right? It seems like a valid test that the military would do. And plus, they showed us a commercial in New Jersey doing just that. Of course, it was the military. Maybe it was the National Guard. Shoot. Maybe it was the National Guard, guys. You know what? I'm going to have to look up the commercial. Or maybe John maybe has seen it recently. I kept thinking it was the Marines, but I haven't seen the commercial in like 4 months. Shoot, it could have been the National Guard. It's just such a play, isn't it? A play within a play. It doesn't make sense. If it doesn't make sense, it's most likely not true. It's most likely not what we're thinking about, what it's supposed to be, what we think it's supposed to be. It's not these guys, right? Yeah, those are the little green guys. And you got the tall silvers, and you got so many different species out there that alienologists have proclaimed that there's at least 23 that have been to this earth. I don't know. Who knows? I do. I know. I believe. I've seen things. I've seen things. You explain that to me. All right. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't. I believe apparitions of any sort are through a scientific, through scientific reasoning, right? I am not like one of those, I'm not an idiot. I just can't be. Although I used to watch all those shows and stuff, and I've had EVPs and stuff like that. And if you don't know what they are, go look it up. I have done it. And I have, but you see, if the people are dead, then they're just another form of energy. That's the way I think about it. It's not so complex. It's not all mystical and mysterious. You got millions of people saying religion is dumb, that religion was put on this earth to confuse and keep people naive. This is in ancient texts. So what are you supposed to believe? You're supposed to believe the Bible when we had for thousands of years evil hands on top of that? Evil hands with money, evil hands that could produce the Bible worldwide, that had the printing press. You guys got to wake up. Really got to wake up. And I know I'm going to have haters about the whole religion thing, but I'm sorry. I'm not saying Jesus and God doesn't exist. I'm saying you were fucking fooled. You were fooled a lot of ways. If it doesn't make sense, guys, and none of it makes sense, you ain't telling me no woman got birthed, got pregnant out of nowhere. I, it's more believable to me that an alien did it. And a lot of people actually believe Jesus was alien. Well, yeah, he's got a fucking replicator, turning wine and water into wine. And why would he turn water into wine, people? Because it resembles his blood? That's gross. It's fucking, that's cannibalism. His body into bread, that's cannibalistic. You're eating part. I know it's supposed to be all, but that's because you've grown up with this idea. You grew up with the idea from Catholicism and from the Christians that, yeah, this is the way it's supposed to be. But how do you know that they didn't rewrite the Bible? You prove it to me. Because people prove it with words, but that doesn't make sense. Words are rewritten. The cabal, the Illuminati, have been in charge since way before the printing press. Evil, evil Catholics. They weren't Catholics. They were Satanists pretending to be Catholics and Christians. Beware. Don't be so naive, people of religion. That's why it's so hard for me to go forward to believe in God. But I really do. I've been talking to him or her, whatever it is. Like, help me. And you know what? I'll tell you something. He's giving me signs every day. I told you about the Pennsylvania. I was watching the cartoon. Oh, and the same cartoon Tanula, whatever it's called. The same cartoon yesterday. I happened to have on, it's season 1, episode 2. It started over the show, I guess. The Fire Stick only has so many episodes. He says you're fired. The main character says you're fired. And then Trump walks in. Somebody pay off Trump. I was watching Are You Being Served on Daily Motion, which is a British YouTube kind of thing. It's really annoying in some ways because there's a lot of, unless you join and pay for it, there's a lot of commercials on the sides and they'll just come on, right? As I was turning off, 1 second, Hawkeye, one more second. As I was turning off the show, I wasn't midway through it, but I was tired. I told Hawkeye, let's go in, let's go to sleep. I see a commercial with Pepe in it. Pepe's on our banner. The banner I created, that's the frog, that's the Trump frog I have. He's Trump Pepe. But Pepe is the little frog that are leading us down the rabbit hole, which is, I wonder why they picked a frog. Yeah. I know where they pick a lot of things. I have ideas why they may have picked a frog, but it doesn't matter. I don't think I've ever seen a commercial of it, and I swear up and down because I swore to Joe, and then we left it on. We left on Daily Motion just to see if the commercial would come back. It was 4 little Pepes and something about $400,000. And you'll see if you put on the Daily Motion and you don't log in, you don't belong or anything. There's usually 4 adverts on the side. They could be different. The monster one kept coming. We were trying to watch a Christmas episode yesterday. Like I said, we were trying to watch if the commercial would come back on because I didn't see the full thing. I just saw I was turning it off and so I turned it back on and I'm like, that's bizarre. And then the commercial went on. All I saw was 400,000 and 4 little Pepes. But we were watching it yesterday, Joe and I, in the Christmas special, and they didn't want us to watch it. I'm telling something force of nature did not want us to watch it because the monster commercial, the monster drink, is that what it's called? Yeah, monster drink. And I have to ask a few of my friends about this. I meant to ask a few of my friends earlier on. I believe that M that looks like for monster is not an M, it's a Hebrew letter or number. I think it's 6, or it means beast or something. It's just not nice. And I'll tell you, the commercials came on like on all 4, boom, boom, boom. And it's the only one, there's a couple of them, but it's the only one that would come out loud. Like audio would pop on with it. Yeah, I think it was like the only commercial yesterday that sometimes commercials, but not with this annoying noise. It starts off with like a siren, like, a blowhorn to wake up people or something. I was like, and every time I was like trying to mute them as they were coming on. Joe was like, that was just crazy. We made it. We had like 15 minutes of the episode left when it started happening, maybe 12 minutes. And I had to pause and I tried doing all this. It wouldn't stop. I find things like that a little bizarre. But like I said, there's no coincidence. Not in my life, at least. So love you guys. Hope you like my BJ lipstick. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you gotta go look at some of the old shorts and videos. That was a video, I think. Okay, guys, love you all. Talk to you soon. I think so. Maybe Joe's off tomorrow, so hopefully tomorrow.